The United States is planning to divide Canada, or let me say, President Trump's administration is trying to divide Canada. In fact, it has already begun. One thing with the US is this: if they cannot have it, they will end up destroying it. This whole thing triggered or began to trigger when the Prime Minister of Canada decided to go out of the traditional US Canada foreign policy, which is normalizing relations with China. A few weeks ago, the Prime Minister of Canada went to China to normalize relations, trade relations, right? They signed some deals and the rest of them. The United States is not happy with that. President Trump in particular is not happy with that move made by Prime Minister of Canada. Now they have started making alternative moves to counter Prime Minister of Canada or to go against the Canadian government at large. Now this is what they are doing. According to this report from Financial Times, it says Trump representatives secretly contacted group pushing to separate Canada's key oil region. Of course, there's this region in Canada that has been wanting to separate from Canada. And this region is called Alberta. It's the most oil producing region in Canada. Have been making moves to separate from Canada. It didn't start today. They've been doing this for years back. It has not been successful. Maybe because they haven't gotten US support all this while. But now that the Prime Minister of Canada has decided to follow a different approach towards Canadian foreign policy, or towards the traditional US-Canada foreign policy, maybe President Trump now thinks that this is the right time to hurt Canada the most. Representatives linked to Donald Trump have reportedly held discreet contacts with a group advocating the secession of Alberta, Canada's main oil-producing province. Alberta is Canada's core oil region, and separatist sentiment is strong there due to the redistribution of oil revenues to other parts of the country. So basically, this region, Alberta in Canada, have been trying to separate from the main Canada. They have been fighting for independence simply because of the oil deposit they have in their region, right? And the reason is that they don't like how the oil revenue is being redistributed across Canada. US, they are very smart people. They always make sure they will have leverage on every country. They always have button to press anytime things doesn't go their way. It doesn't matter how far your country is. Even down to African countries, the US have leverages all over the places. Even in China, Taiwan is the biggest leverage the US have over China. Russia is Ukraine, but luckily for Russia, they have defeated that. I don't think there is any other leverage that the US have over Russia right now. Now they are doing it to Canada again. If you're trying to go against us, if you want to normalize relations with China, we are going to destroy your country. We are going to help this Alberta region to get independence. Let me proceed with the article. You're going to see interesting things in. Members of Trump's team allegedly held informal meetings with the leaders of the Alberta Prosperity Project, a group